We continue with differentiation. We move into implicit differentiation or term-by-term differentiation. Y cubed plus 2x equals y minus 7x squared plus 16. You go term by term and you find the derivative. The derivative of y cubed is 3y squared y prime. The derivative of 2x is 2. The derivative of y is y prime. The derivative negative 7x squared is 14x, and the derivative of 16 is 0. You gotta bring all the y primes together. So it means that you need to take this y prime over, which means subtract y prime. And that means you gotta take this 2 to the other side, which means subtract 2. But what that overall leaves us with is 3y squared y prime minus y prime, Mr. Prime right here, is equal to negative 14x minus 2. Then you do the magic rule of factoring out the y prime. When you factor the y prime from the first term, you get 3y squared. Remember, when you factor something out, you always get something left behind. There is actually an imaginary 1 in front, this y right here. So when I factor out the y prime, I will get a 1 right here. And with that, I have one more step to go, and that is to divide. Divide by the 3y squared minus 1, 3y squared minus 1, and so my derivative y prime is negative 14x minus 2 over 3y squared minus 1. And this right here is the answer. The thing you must remember is that there is always a second answer, and that is if I take this answer and I multiply it by negative 1 over negative 1, that gives me a second answer which is equivalent to the first. That is, multiply the top by negative, you get 14x plus 2. Multiply the bottom by negative, you get negative 3y squared plus 1. Both answers are equivalent. Both answers are correct. Just so happens that a fractions can always multiply by negative 1 over negative 1 to get the same answer, but with all the signs flipped. There you go. Number 10 is more of the same. Y to the fourth minus y squared plus y is equals to 2x. The derivative is 4y cubed y prime minus 2y y prime plus y prime is equals to 2. Fortunately, all the y primes are already on the same side, so you factor out a y prime. So 4y cubed minus 2y plus 1 equals 2. Notice I have the plus 1 right here. And then I divide, and so y prime is 2 divided by 4y cubed minus 2y plus 1, which means the answer is also negative 2 over negative 4y cubed plus 2y minus 1. Again, both answers are equivalent, and my fraction cannot be simplified. There's nothing that cancels out through all terms, and so therefore this is my answer. Number 11. I have 5y to the fourth x to the fifth is equals to 10. And first off, the derivative of 10 is 0, correct? So I can go ahead and just take that derivative right off. Now the derivative of 5y to the fourth x to the fifth is a little bit more challenging because you have to use the product rule. But you know, we have a graphic organizer that helps. 5y to the fourth is the first term. X to the fifth is the second term. You take the derivative of each. That's 20y cubed y prime. And then that's 5x to the fourth. And then you multiply, starting with the lower box to the lower left box to the upper right box. And so that means that you multiply these two together first. And so that gives us 20y cubed y prime times x plus, and then we go with the other two these times these right here. Because both of these have numbers, I like using parentheses. So that's 5y to the fourth multiplied by 5x to the fourth, again equaling 0. And now I gotta get to the y prime. So I gotta unwind this equation. So first things first, 20y cubed x, let's put the x first. 20xy cubed y prime. 5 times 5 is 25. X times y is x to the fourth y to the fourth. I should have a plus sign right there. Is equals to 0. I take the 25 over. And so that gives me 20xy cubed y prime equals negative 25x4y4. And so y prime is negative 25x4y4 divided by 20x. My x power seems off. Let's double check. I multiply this times this. This should be x to the fifth power. 20x to the fifth divided by y cubed. Now with these problems right here, when you have one of those, each term is right here, what you'll always see happening is that they cancel out, and so y prime divided by 5, so that's negative 5 over 4. The x's cancel, and then the y's cancel, leaving us with a y in the numerator.